Today on the Topic Show, Matt Walsh comments on New York City's foreign-born population goes viral on social media. A manhunt is underway for teens who tore down a pride flag in Georgia. A mother reveals how a school secretly transitioned her child without her permission. New York City elects socialist Zohran as DNC mayoral candidate. Cadillac sells their first sleek EV for $340,000. And Ford has yet more recalls, this time with the F-150, the Ranger, and a Lincoln. All of that and much more on The Topping Show. Now going over to the business blunder of the day, you have Ford with yet another recall, this time recalling the Ford F-150 and Ranger. This brought to us thanks to Michael Guther over at Car Scoops. And he says, quote, another wave of recalls pushes Ford to close another unwanted milestone. Closer to an unwanted milestone. The latest trio of recalls include unexpected engine stalls and malfunctioning instrument clusters. Ford quality from the United Auto Workers. Kind of funny how the company that uses the most amount of unionized labor has the least reliable vehicles in the world. Just a coincidence, of course. Not because the unions siphon off resource allocations for the company and, just give that to politicians. But I partially digress. Now they say, quote, Ford issues 3 recalls to address problems with the F-150, Ranger, and Navigator. Oh, geez Louise. Now, the F-150, they say, quote, a recall on a wire, a hose, and a whole lot of chafing. Kicking off things to the recall is impacting the 2025 F-150s. The trucks are equipped with a 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 that may have a, quote, contact condition between the engine wire harness and the engine coolant hose. They say, as the government agency explained, the engine wiring harness and coolant hose may come into contact with each other. That can lead to, quote, chafing in the engine wire harness or pull out the powertrain control module connector pins. That can result in an unexpected engine stall. Now, this is not an X, but I'm surprised there's not a clarification or a fact check because they say an unexpected engine stall. It's a Ford. I kind of expect the engine to always stall. Now they say, quote, the issue is being blamed on a coolant hose which was improperly clipped to an engine wire harness that had insufficient abrasion protection. To fix the issue, dealers will inspect the wiring harness for damage and repair it if needed. The coolant hose clip will have to be relocated while protective sleeving will be added to the wiring harness. Another assembly issue. Now here you can see the Ford Ranger and it's, well, not glory, but it's there. Now the Ford Ranger, well, let's go to that. They say recall number 2 impacts 45 Rangers from 2025 model year. The trucks have an instrument cluster which, quote, was not properly configured and thus prevents many of the warning lights and gauges to display properly, which, let's be honest, as a Ford, you're going to need all those warning lights to work because Lord knows you're going to have problems with it. This includes fuel gauge, forward collision warning, and a many number of others. Ford is aware of 6 warranty claims related to that issue, and customers will be advised to take a truck to the dealership to have the cluster configured. It looks like you also have an issue with the Lincoln Navigator. The Lincoln Navigators need a software fix. They say the third and final recall involves 8 Lincoln Navigators from the 2022 model year. They're suffering from a recall redux as many vehicles may have not had the correct software installed on a previous campaign. This is a Ford theme, a recall for a recall. They perfected it. They say because of this, the original issue could remain and cause a loss of daytime running lights and side marker lamps. Ford blames the issue on a tool that didn't upload the correct software to the vehicle. To address the problem, owners will be instructed to take their luxury SUV to a dealership to have the headlight control module software updated. Which, yeah, just Ford being Ford. So having more recalls, I think they're almost to 90 now, and we're about a little over halfway through the year. So gotta say, and again, one of the most profitable and important things that Ford makes is the F-150, as well as this ginormous Lincoln SUV, which is again just a Ford SUV with a little bit more tech, a little bit fancier cowhide thrown in there. So gotta say, Ford, having your most profitable, important vehicles and iconic vehicles recalled yet again, gotta say you are certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. And lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.